Hello and welcome to FPL Have a Beer for a very special sort of celebration announcement type video. So first of all, thank you so much to everyone who's helped me get up to 1,000 subscribers in the last day or two. I was very excited to hit that yesterday. So before I get to the main reason we're here, which is to announce our new Pubcast, not podcast, lads, Pubcast. I'm going to quickly introduce my guests and ask, how did you feel when you hit 1,000 subscribers? D-Unit, how are you doing, mate?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Gary, for having me on the FPL Pubcast. It's great to be here. 1,000 subs is a magical moment, so well done and congratulations to you.
Thank you, mate.
It is a special moment because it's like the moment where you're like going, oh, I've been doing all this grafting, working hard, and then you get to 1,000, you're like going, now I can get paid by ads.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
what I felt.
Everyone says that, but it is like a number. I know the ads thing is a big deal, but also like it's just like it's a big. You can think in terms of the hundreds, but when it's like 1,000 people, it's like it starts. You like that's like a very very small football stadium.
Yeah, it's like a field auditorium.
Yeah, exactly.
Auditorium with people listening to you.
Nick, TriggerLips, how you doing, mate? How do you feel?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a milestone. It's a milestone. It's not easy either. If you're a small channel, getting to 1,000 is difficult, especially the first 100, first 200 takes a long time. A lot of people never make it. Apparently 97% of channels, they never make 1,000. They give up before they get to 1,000. And like we tend to think, oh, my last video got 500 views or whatever. But if you lined all those people up outside, it's a lot of people, isn't it?
It's going to go a couple of streets, isn't
it? A big hall full of people that you're talking to.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound a lot, but it is. It is a milestone, 1,000, I think.
Yeah.
And it takes effort to get there, doesn't it?
It does. So thank you everyone who has helped me get there. And so we're here today to talk about to announce. I have posted about this on Twitter, but it's the first time I'll be officially announcing it publicly. Our new venture for next season, which is the FPL Podcast. So I've written down a couple of notes here. The idea of it is going to be, lads, you get, and I love these guys. I'm not slagging them off in any way, but you get Black Box, you get above average FPL, where there's so much stats, stats heavy. Black Box go over the XG and stuff of every single player. Above average FPL go over all the XGs from the past game week. I kind of want to make a podcast which, I'm not going to say we're not going to touch on things like that, stats or whatever, but it's much more like just some blokes and maybe occasionally a female sitting around in the pub, having a chat about their game week, having a chat about how their moves are going to go, that sort of vibe. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's going to be great because that's what people want. They don't there's so much you can get involved with stats and stuff, but when you're watching the games, it's always good to have it with a drink and then you can actually see it for yourself. And I think this podcast hopefully will reflect that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was kind of doing this towards the end of last season anyway, but I didn't have a name and I only started in game week 30. So the idea is, I've got 5 amazing co-hosts who are going to join me on a sort of, I don't want to say rotation basis, but, sort of as and when they can. The wonderful D-Unit, Nick TriggerLips, and the 3 co-hosts who are not here today are Steve of Elite FPL, Roberto of the Form is Temporary podcast, and Andrew Law's FPL Nightmare. We have to be careful when he's on with our language, aren't we, lads? So yeah, the idea is going to be, generally there's going to be 4 people on each week. Obviously, I'm going to be one as the host, and then either 2 or 3 of my co-hosts, and we're also going to try and get special guests on. So I've already got some special guests sort of lined up in the pipeline. Gianni, I'll say publicly, is probably going to be, I mean, he's confirmed 100%, but there are lots of other ones. I've had lots of massive content creators on the channel who I'm hoping to get on. But also, people who are more similar in terms of subscriber numbers and popularity to ourselves, people like Mira, a fellow, a lady from your side of the world, lads, down under. And maybe like I've already got like 4 or 5 quite small content creators who sort of, 100, 200 subscribers who've asked to come on as well to give them some exposure. So, sort of and it's just like, you're down the pub, you're with your normal set of mates, and then, a new mate comes along, or, someone really famous and popular in the pub comes along, or someone who's never been in the pub before and is just coming and joining you, but you're all just sitting around chatting, watching FPL. So, that's going to be the basic idea of it. It's going to be a preview stream. I'm not going to say a time yet, but it will probably be early in the evening, early to midweek. We are not going to say a time yet because we don't know exactly when people are going to be available. But the exciting thing, so last night we were sort of talking about, because now my channel's monetized, what we would do with the money that would come out of the podcast, and we all basically decided we want to give it to charity. So any money that we earn from the FPL Pubcast, be it through adverts, be it through super chats, be it through what other sources are there, lads? I'm trying to think. Super thanks, anything like that. All of it, 100%. Apart from, unfortunately, YouTube do take 30%. So we'll also share the links to the 2 charities we've chosen, we're going to talk about in a minute. It's probably actually much better if you go and donate to the charities directly, because YouTube then don't take 30% of the cut. But any money that is donated to as part of the podcast or ad revenue will go directly to these 2 charities that we've chosen. So I'm gonna switch the slides and dude, I think we've chosen these 2 charities as they're both very important, both very good charities, and they're both also 2 charities that I know are very, what's the word I want to use? Mean a lot to people in the FPL community as well. So the first one, it's Nick, it's you first, mate, is Mind. Do you want to tell us a bit about what Mind do, Nick?
Yeah, hang on, I've lost my screen. Bear with me, peeps. Here we go. Right, Mind offer support services. If you're in the UK, you probably know about them. They've got charity shops and all that kind of thing. They offer support services for peer group support, all that type of thing, local community services. They've got over 100 affiliated local minds with various local organisations. They provide a lot of information to help people understand mental health conditions, and make choices about what to do and that type of thing. They campaign for better health services, challenges, trying to influence government policy. And they do a lot in the workplace as well to support the mental health of employees, etc. And they've done a hell of a lot. And 83 pence for every pound donated goes directly to supporting people with mental health problems. And we know that FPL, challenging game, and there's a lot of focus on mental health, I think, within FPL, and it probably links in with the next charity as well that D-Unit's going to be talking about, because they're all very similar, and mental health really is at the root cause of a lot of social problems, whether it's directly related to mental health or not. So over to you, D-Unit.
Yeah, well said, Trig.
Cheers, Trig. So yeah, the other charity we are going to be donating the money to is Street Child United. Now, I obviously work in education as a teacher, and I obviously have a very strong passion about this particular charity because of the fact that it does target children. And there are rumoured to be about 150 million children that live on the street worldwide, which is actually insane when you kind of think about it, because yeah, that's just hard to fathom. But essentially what this charity is about is to challenge the stigma surrounding street-connected children and ensure that they are protected, respected, and supported to reach their full potential. And they generally do this through sporting events coinciding with other big sporting events. So, for example, next year they'll have the Child World Cup when the actual FIFA World Cup is on. So something that is very good and very football related and sport orientated as well, but is very fundamentally about the rights of the child and how important that is when kids are living on the street.
Yep. Yep, well said, mate. So, yeah, two really great charities. I mean, we could have chosen... We were trying to talk about a few last night, weren't we, lads? But, you could literally choose so many worthy charities out there. But I think these two, particularly because, this channel's linked to mental health. And I know Street Child United, Gianni's involved with them. The FPL Juice guys, a lot of the money they make from their charity events goes to them. So I think they're a good choice. So the one other thing I'll very briefly plug is this is a separate stream that I'll be doing. Basically, I was doing the reaction streams last year, guys, towards the end of the season on a Saturday night. So this is basically going to be my reaction stream, and I'm calling it the FPL Lock-In. So it'll be myself mainly, but anyone is welcome to join me not from the entire world, but, if any of you guys want to join me or whoever, they could do that. So that'll probably mainly be on a Saturday, might be on a Sunday occasionally. Awesome. But yeah, the main thing we wanted to talk about was the FPL Pubcast. So the first one we're planning to do, I think we said, lads, will probably be try and get it within sort of a week of the game launching, like our first drafts. And then I don't want to do tons, then probably like a couple of days before the first deadline, maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, and that will just be the co-host. I'm sure a lot of the guys already, but getting us guys, I mean, we all know each other well, but getting me reacquainted with live streaming, which we almost did tonight, but I kind of chickened out, and then hopefully we'll start getting guests on from game week 2. So that was the main reason we're here. But I was just going to ask, how are you guys doing? How's your summer going? D-Unit, are you... Well, first question I'll ask you is how desperate... So we're recording this is going to come out the day after. We're recording this at 8 o'clock on... what date is it? 10th? Wednesday, 10th of July, I think.
10th for us, yeah.
Yeah. So
9th for you.
So how desperate are you for the game to come back out again, the prices and it?
Look, to be honest, me and Trigg have both been playing the Club World Cup, and Trigg's going a lot better than me. And that's probably because of the fact that I've only watched 2 games. This is actually the third game I'm watching. I'm watching the semi-final between PSG and Madrid right now. But essentially, I think this just goes to show how much value I put in actually watching the games. Because in FPL, I watched, on average, 6 out of the 10 games every week. Club World Cup, I've watched 2. My ranks accordingly really bad. FPL was really good. So I'm actually excited for I love the Premier League. And I love the players. I love the teams. I can't wait to see Leeds back in there. I think that's going to be a great addition to the league. And there's been lots of signings already. I'm just kind of concerned that Man United have been poor. So I'm not excited for them to start playing again, but I'm very excited for FPL to be coming back.
Have they got signed in Burma yet? Because I really haven't taken a complete break from football. I've not watched any of the Club World Cup, and I'm only half keeping my eye on the transfer market. I'm just like waiting to the game to launch because then I can just like dive in. You know what I mean? They haven't signed in Burma yet, have they?
I think we're into week 6 of the Mbermo saga. Realistically, I don't know what they're haggling about. Obviously, it's a couple of £1 million. You would think that they would want him in the team for pre-season. So, again, it's probably just another reason why the Glazers and Ineos are just not working. I mean, you should be getting your signings done early. Like we've seen Arsenal make lots of signings, Liverpool make lots of signings, Chelsea make lots of signings, and there's Man United under this ownership scheme, again, failing the supporters, failing the club.
And how about yourself, Trig? You enjoying the Club World Cup, desperate for FPL to come out?
Absolutely loving the Club World Cup as a Chelsea supporter. I've watched every single match of the whole tournament, match, because the time zone's fantastic for me. Fantastic. It's on all day long. It's going to be great for the World Cup.
America?
Yeah. The first games have been at 4 a.m. here, the really early games in the groups. This PSG game's at 7 a.m. And then there's been other games at 1 p.m. It's been brilliant. I've just been watching them all day long. And it's been great watching all the South American teams and everything. And It's going to be great for Chelsea. I think they're going to, all the kids in Brazil are now going to be looking at going to Chelsea, I think, especially with Estabao going there and Santos is there and João Pedro. He came from a team they beat yesterday, didn't he? And they got Thiago Silva over there scouting for them, and it's going to be really good for them. And the difference between Chelsea and Man United, all that haggling over a couple of million, when like D-Unit says, you get him in early and you're going to make a lot more than a couple of million if you're doing well, aren't you? So it's pretty meaningless money in a way, haggling over 1 or 2 million. They just got 10 million for a Langer or whatever. Just bung it in the Mbuemo money, get it done. So if they don't, someone else is going to come and hijack it if they're not careful.
Oh, is that like a sell-on fee? After he went
a sell-on fee for a Langer.
Right.
Yeah, so they had a sell-on fee for that one, yeah.
And
I think they're going to get some more money as well from Alvo for what's his name? Alcaraz, the guy that's at the Portuguese club, because Real Madrid are going to come in and buy him. And I think they've got an even bigger sell-on clause of that. And apparently Mason Greenwood might get bought out by the Saudis as well, which means that they'd also get more money from that. So I don't know what I actually don't know what they're doing.
Mason Greenwood's going to Saudi?
Potentially. There's rumours about it.
When was he at Marseille? Or when was he? He was doing well in France for a while, weren't he? Was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah, just last year. Yeah, he had a really good year. That's why I think he might be on the move again.
Well, to be fair,
maybe they have to wait until they've sold Rashford and all of those players. Maybe that's the real problem.
Maybe.
Garnacho,
I don't think they're selling them, Trig.
Rashford.
I think they're going on loan.
I thought Rashford was going to Barcelona.
Lads, we said we
wanted wages.
We said we wanted to keep this one short, so I'm going to ask you another question. I'll start with Trig this time. Trig, I know the answer to this because obviously we keep in touch a lot. But what are your plans for the next season, mate? I know you've been working a lot. You've got channel intros, new thumbnails. What can we expect from Trig Talks FPL next season?
We can expect a lot. I've got a couple of new kind of weekly shows coming up. I'll be doing my Saturday reactions, a bit like yourself, and all that type of thing. And I've upped my game on the graphics and all of that sort of thing. I'm spending the summer.
It's impressive.
Kind of making things look better. You know, it's easier now with all the AI and CoPilot and all of that. It makes everything easier, doesn't it, to get good graphics and everything. So what was too much effort 6 months ago is now nice and easy. So a bit like playing FPL once we get the new CoPilot in. Be nice and easy for everybody.
What was your views on that D-Unit? Because I know Trig did a whole video on it, but
I thought Trig's video was brilliant. So I've listened. I've actually really enjoyed Trig's video. So if you haven't already, go and check his channel out because that's actually been some great content. I actually really enjoyed the one about the template team. I actually think that my team is going to be so non-template at the start of the season because I can see what all the big content creators are already peddling about Nori and all these other players. I've got no interest in any of them because I just think they're all going to be minutes risks. And I've been literally doing some homework on who I think will be 90-minute men at teams that aren't going to have rotation because of midweek games. So I think my squad is actually going to be very differential come the start of the season. Whether it works, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm confident. I think I've got a good read on it.
Well, you had the best rank out of all of us last season, didn't you? Where did you end up in the end?
4,881. So yeah, but that was mainly because of the fact
impressive.
I like a differential pick.
I think you pretty much beat all content creators, didn't you? I think Harry was about 5 or 10,000, and maybe Ben Krellin might have come ahead of you.
Praz was up there somewhere.
Yeah, Praz and Ben Krellin beat me.
But everybody else, you beat them, and you didn't have a template team, did you? Most of the season.
And my triple captain was rubbish, and so was my bench boost.
What can we expect to see on your channel, mate? I know the card's getting its own channel, isn't it? Or
yeah. So what we're going to be doing this season is we're going to have like my team. Obviously, I'm going to talk about my team, but we are also going to make a bit of time every week, and we're going to literally unbox a team that is predetermined by card flips, just to show everyone that FPL, as much as you can sit there and research about players and think that they're going to be amazing and then look at them and they play well, but they don't score, I'm going to sit there and come up with a team based on absolute random chance from a bunch of players that fits within the 100 million budget. And then it's going to make its decisions every week for a card flip. And we're going to see how well the team goes. I think it'll be a little bit entertaining just to literally leave a game of what is really chance up to chance.
Are you going to choose between two fairly similar players, or are you going to literally include every single player in the FPL universe?
That would take forever.
Because that would
so I'm going to do a little bit of executive decision making, but essentially the card will be looking at a differential pick versus a popular pick. That's what the crux of it will come down to for the picking.
But hopefully they'll both be good options. They're not going to be like some random Sunderland player.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Sunderland could be a surprise packet. You never know.
Okay, awesome.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That's exciting. That's the sort of content we want.
Yeah, and your captain clues. You didn't mention them.
Yep, Captain Clues, and I brought Bonkers the robot back as well. He's like the anti algorithm in the fact that it's so simple, but also does very well. It used to do really, really well, and I'm wondering whether it can do better than FPL Review and some of these ones that overcomplicate things. Whereas Bonkers the robot, all it does is look for a captain in that particular week.
Me and you are going to have so many rounds about FPL Review over the next season. I can see it already.
I actually think AI is an interesting thing. Like I think it's coming in mid-season.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Mid-season, yeah.
I reckon I know what it is. I reckon I've got a sneaky suspicion, early insight. I reckon the assistant manager chip is going to be dissolved. And I reckon they might just add a manager into the game from the start. I'm not sure. I just got a sneaky suspicion. And then I reckon, or it's either that, or it's going to be you allow, like when they introduce the AI, there's going to be a chip around allowing AI to pick a manager for you and getting points from it. I don't know. It's going to be some weird, trippy thing, I reckon.
I think that mystery chip, is going to be connected with the AI, which is why it's not coming out until mid-season. But you can actually, if you've got Microsoft Edge, you can actually go to CoPilot and ask it what it is going to do in FPL, and it gives a nice summary of what is actually going to be coming. But it might not be accurate, but you can go and look.
I really liked, now I have no idea if it will be true, but you said in your video on it that you could like switch off for a couple of weeks. I think that'd be really good for mental health. If you could just say, all right, for 2 weeks, I'm on holiday, I don't want to worry about FPL, or it's Christmas, I don't want to worry about it. Click a button and it, does a transfer and does your captain for you or whatever. You know what I mean? I just think it would help people. It would stop so many people dropping out. And, for us really engaged managers, if we want to take a break for 1 week because, I don't know, you want to go on holiday to somewhere with no Wi-Fi access or something, you're not going to be stressed about it. I would really like that. I know
you'd be stressed when you came back and saw that the AI had put 3 Sunderland players in your team while you were on holiday.
I think that'd be well funny. I also reckon
it would be good if you could actually.
I reckon I'd allow it to play my triple captain next season. After my triple captain disaster this year, AI can have it.
You can't get much worse, can you? All right, lads. I think we said we'd go for half an hour. We're coming up with 25 minutes. Yeah, I'll say, so the podcast is going to be on my channel. All the money's going to go to charity. Do check out the channel. So basically, I'm not going to say there was a major selection process for my guests, but, my guests, co-hosts, I should say, Nick, FPL D-Unit, Steve-O.
Look at the score.
Andrew, 2-0 already, Trig. Can you believe it?
Andrew and Roberto, all big characters. We all really get on well. We're all good. You know what I mean? I'm really looking. I think one of the reasons we don't mind, well, not mind. Obviously, we want to give the money to charity, but I think we'd all just do this for free anyway because we all get on and we all buzz off each other. I think buzz off each other. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be something different This is my attempts to plug it. It's going to hopefully be something different out there in the space. But yeah, do check out all those guys' channels as well. Anyone you want to say before we go, lads?
Yeah, I'll say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Trig. I'll let you go first.
We were discussing it yesterday, and basically, I think I said that what could be better than spending 2 hours with your FPL friends just discussing the game every week. And money or anything else isn't important. Apart from giving it to charity is by far the best thing we could do. And because basically we're just here to enjoy ourselves and talk about FPL.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. So it's really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, me too. D-Unit?
Yeah, exactly what Trig just said. I think it's going to be brilliant. I actually just enjoy coming on and talking about football. And because of the fact I watch so many games, I have so much to talk about. So, yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think there's going to be we're going to chuck up players that we're all probably probably all thinking about, but then we're going to have ones that probably only us are thinking about. And that's going to be really good for topics of discussion, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to it, lads. All right, thank you so much for watching. Do check out all my co-host channels. Please do subscribe and, to keep up to date with the Pubcast. And we'll see you, hopefully, lads, when the game launches, which hopefully is going to be bloody soon and not in August. See you later, everyone.
Cheers, people.